So first of 2 times that Rutgers and Maryland will play this year, and off we go from College Park. It's Sydney Dowler getting the first one off to Raynell Jones. She can score 2 on top of that great blocking. So Sydney Dowler goes back to serve for the Terps. And Ina Belika with her first opportunity. And great setter for Rutgers. Player that a lot of coaches throughout the conference feel like would be an All-American if Rutgers wins a few more matches. Sam Sire with the lefts and off speed cooking for Maryland early on. Kind of that little lull that they had in the early part of the first half of the Big Ten schedule. 2 5-setters away for Maryland from what he would call a special season.
That door of the Big Ten, it's so tough with how hard the conference is, but they've been knocking on that door for a few years now, really ramping things up this season, and I think we'll see a few more upsets by the time the season's over for them.
That's out for Kojadinovic, so 5 of the first 6 to the Terps.
You got to kind of switch it up when you're against the best blocking team in the country.
And Chesley went into that block with Dowler. And on the other side, it keeps coming. Sam Sire and Raynell Jones. Graver, the transfer from LaSalle, was an outside hitter in the A-10. Now playing in the back row. Back 3 rotations for Rutgers. Sire got it wedged in the block and down. Got to think that's something that Sire sees a lot in her own gym. Hands in her face, getting a double. It's the nation's best block on her side of the net. Sire into the cross court there. Overpass for Gamillion, and McNamara wasn't ready for it. Backed into it. Keep the ball.
Check 1 in the stat column. I mean, batting 1,000.
McNamara slices that out. The last time she was back there. Squares it off again for Rutgers. And Jones, heat behind that one. Graver there. And Kojadinovic, a weapon out of the back row.
Decent amount. I mean, you have that outside set you're going to push, but you need another outlet. And so having her in that back row is really helpful for them.
Not exactly that type of set that they had in mind, playing free ball over. And then Thompson clears it away for Maryland.
Early in that season, especially non-conference. But yeah, once Big Ten play starts, it is just a battle every single night.
So trying to get back to near that 500 mark tonight for Maryland at 3-5 in the league. And Ina Belika in the front row.
Easy block over, but she gets it done.
And Thompson and Dowler connect one more time. Has gone in there and competed in the middle with Kara Lewis, who has played a lot throughout her career for Maryland. And there's the block for the Terps, Sydney Dowler for a second time. Thompson, of course, Raynell Jones in the middle also gets a ton of credit. But Adam Hughes, Maryland's head coach, says that Dowler deserves more credit than she's gotten for the blocking numbers being what they are. Either what you're talking about, where 4 have huge numbers, but also some support behind that with Dowler, who set up Thompson there. And Sire coming from the back. Dowler doing what Belika just did on the opposite side.
Finished it off herself, but a great decision by her. Not an incredibly tight ball, so you wouldn't necessarily. A great time to throw in a dump.
Maximova chipping the block. Dowler got over there. And Sire is turned away. Overpass Thompson. Maximova saves the point for Rutgers. And this has Maryland out of system. Sire has to play free. Kojadinovic dug there in the back by Thomas. Gets her another chance. And the net rattling there.
They just keep balls alive that you would not expect.
And sometimes with that block, you'd think that Maryland doesn't have a chance to dig many balls with the big hands up there, but Chesley tools it, and Rutgers within 1. Sire, cross court, and pins it in there. In the Big Ten last week, for that big performance against Michigan State. I know earned her those accolades. And Sire gets another swing off. No chance for Belika to get a touch on it. Didn't matter. Cheshlik down.
System, but you got to control those errors.
McNamara to the pin. Second contact for Gamillion. And this is what Rutgers wanted to avoid, is bump setting, but it works out there. And so Cheshlik has 3 kills. I think 2 of those kills are out of system. Mentioned the tough opportunities for him. And Cheshlik and Rutgers have come back to tie. 3 kills, 1 ace to her name in set 1. Layla Ricks with a tap. Maximova off a bump set. And that's off hands and down for Nechiporica. By the way, they're looking at that Penn State set that they took. That's a historic mark for them. Hadn't done that since 2001. I'm trying to get back even here, but Sam Sire coming out of the back, pushing Maryland ahead by 2. And it was Gamillion that had the first ball there for Maryland. Sire after her kill, doing her best, Gamillion, and then Layla Ricks finishes it off. So on set point number 1, it's Gamillion to serve it away. Went after Chitty. And McNamara with the ball dug by Dowler. Nechiporica turned away. Coverage for Gamillion. Then Ricks has it ricochet back at her from Maximova. So a little life after the timeout for Rutgers, after Maryland had closed in on a first set win. Now Vernon keeps this set going. That's 3 now that Maryland. They've got one of their best, Madison Chitty, back there for Rutgers. Trying to get it tied again. Thompson to the back. Now Belika and Rutgers coming downhill. Maximova turned away. And Maryland does hang on to take set 1. I don't know how the half-life of the caffeine doesn't wear off. He's able to sleep at night, but somehow he gets it done. Well, it was his Terps that took set 1. Rutgers gave him a little bit of resistance there.
So they want to put some heat behind it, but at this point, you really just got to find the court on this one after last set when you had 7-8 errors.
Well, they found something with Cheshlik. She was their leading swinger in the first set. Sydney Dowler going to Ricks, and that ball pummeled too far. Out of play, point Rutgers. Muscle works too. I thought that's where that was headed. That skids through a seam, and that's in.
Stacking up front, so if you can just serve right to it, makes it tough.
And Cheshlik served tough against Maryland in a win last year. And Sam Sire from the back one more time. Yeah, last year it was, or last spring, a couple months ago, it was usually just her being a shot manager back there, Sam Sire, but now she's starting to score a lot more. And back to Thompson in the middle. This is a reverse of the opening set where Maryland jumped out, took 5 of the first 6. And Kojadinovic getting down. Maximova. 2 were there for Maryland, and Sire pinged it away from the center. Point for Rutgers, up 4.
And they're putting a lot more heat behind those balls, finding the net on some of them, serving to the congestion, but they're doing a good job of just putting the pressure on Maryland.
Maryland returned it this time. Now they get to reload with Sydney Dowler. Going to Hannah Thompson. And that's down. Everything's working for Rutgers right now. Maximova out of system, tucks it in. And another tough serve for Chitty. Not a score on the ace this time, but a chance for the attack to go. And Gamillion had the dig for Maryland. 15 kills, 10 digs against Michigan State. Also hit 300. And maybe that's spurred Maryland here in this second set. One of the 5 grad transfers from Maryland. Kaylee Thomas coming from Alabama. And she'll stay at the service line. Maximova off target. Until the last 4 where they've flip-flopped results. Dowler to the outside, and that's another score for Maryland. Nechiporica back in ball. So 4 in a row for Maryland after it was 8-2 Rutgers. Ball zigzagging all over the court on Maryland's side on this point. And Gamillion and then Sire and Thomas got crossed up.
More, I'm sure they'll figure that communication stuff out.
That's where Maryland's been very clean this year. That's a word that Adam Hughes has used a lot. And a 7th kill already for Sam Sire. Ton of damage out of the back. Back to Sire, this time front row. Dug by Chitty. Dowler, like Sire, Chitty, keeping it up.
I mean, a great effort on Rutgers' side. You see your libero just laying out for the ball, jump right over her.
And Rutgers is led by as many as 6. Trying to get this match even after a tight win for Maryland in set 1. Won at 25-23. Oh, there's Dowler winding up. Setter showing off her arm. And Sire, the more traditional swing, more traditional rolls there after Dowler impressed up at the net.
And take a swing on that one. Just getting up there and unloading, and then you got him just finishing the ball.
You want to go back to a 6-2 if you're Maryland. Maybe let her hit a little bit. There's McNamara, quiet so far in this set. Dowler getting down. Sire the tap. Belika saved it. And Sire gets a chip of the block with McNamara over again. Kojadinovic with the tap. And Gamillion was swimming down there on coverage, couldn't get it. Well, we mentioned the key was serving for Rutgers and beating Maryland in 2 matches last year. It also took big matches from Kojadinovic specifically, and she has back-to-back points for the Scarlet Knights. Well, remember, Caitlin Schreihofer says that Kojadinovic owes her 10 points at least in this match from the service line. Can tell you why later, maybe, as Kojadinovic will stay back there with Belika going second contact. Rutgers up 5.
Aren't necessarily too tight, but a great job of disguising it and going up.
McNamara took it off her hip and put it down.
A great force setting. I guess it worked out for him.
Jones, solo block for McNamara.
Great job by McNamara lining up perfectly. Catch Lima and Chris.
How was East Lansing?
It was fun.
Yeah.
I had so much fun there. Just seeing the players up close. I mean, it makes such a big difference in a game. If you're watching out there and you live close to a team and you haven't seen a game yet, what are you doing? Get out there, see a game, sit close. I mean, it's so much more impressive seeing these players in person and how athletic they really are.
Well, we'll get a chance, you and I will get a chance to see the rack in person in Piscataway next week. Rutgers and Illinois next Friday night. McNamara and Jones jousting, and the energetic play from McNamara continues out of the break.
To take Jones on that one, but McNamara staying in that play, going up as strong as possible, just forcing.
So Rutgers up 7, biggest lead for either team in this match so far, after Maryland squeaked it out by 2 in set 1. Maximova off the net. And that ball pounded down, getting Maryland back on track with Nechiporica. Kind of been split in 2. She had a concussion against Ohio State in the middle of the matches so far. And it was on fire right before that. Still put up good numbers for Maryland. They've got the roster height for her at 5'9". Adam Hughes said that she might be a little bit shorter than that, but still gets big-time production against big pin hitters and pin defenders for this Maryland team, despite not having much size. Coming from the mid-major ranks at VCU, grad transferring in. Nechiporica gets another swing and another kill.
Pushing the ball out on this one. We saw a swing before, but great job getting available in transition and then throwing that ball.
Stakes this weekend for the NCAA tournament. And the Big Ten, of course, always well represented in the tournament, but the order in which they finish could go a long way in this weekend's results.
Great job targeting by Gamillion.
So it was 17-10, everything going Rutgers' way. And Maryland has ripped off 5 in a row. And Rutgers gets out of that rotation with another funky swing for Maximova, but works nonetheless.
Ball to defend if you're in the middle of the court.
Sharp but soft for Maximova. And Maryland downhill with Sire one more time. McNamara blocked. Hannah Thompson over there with Nechiporica. Another block touch for Nechiporica, but that one on her side. It's been a lot of Megan Vernon and Shea McNamara in the middle. And Vernon is back in there now for Rutgers in that middle spot. Sire out of the back. You called for it. You got it. Sam Sire. Vernon whistles that too strong, and Maryland's got the lead.
Scoring run right now.
Kojadinovic from the left. There's Nechiporica in the back. Sam Sire, one of the few times she's had resistance. Didn't matter, got the tool. 8 kills in this set alone for Sire.
An unconventional way.
And another ace for Maryland. Unstoppable, sent to a 17-10. Nechiporica second on this service run. Dowler and Maryland trying to bring up set point. Malika and Rutgers defend it. And Sire killed number 9. Had 3 kills in the first set, tripled that in the second set, 12 overall in the night. And now set point, and Kojadinovic blasts that one down. Dowler retreats. Sire finally dug. Chitty got that one. And Kojadinovic heating up, trying to keep Rutgers in it. 6 kills for Kojadinovic. And an ace, and Rutgers picking up steam now. No timeouts left for either team either. So slug it out to the end of this second set. And Sam Sire has 10 kills in one set alone. She leads Maryland to a second set win.
I'd say, get that going in the pavin there.
Let's see if she gets the first ball. She does. And the big night rolls on for Sam Sire. Raynell Jones blasts that ball down.
Rutgers side to defend.
Malika, another long set. Cheslik had it dug by Dowler. And Sire, even if it goes off the tape, it's going down.
For that ball to get through.
She gave him the shrug, too. Like, I don't know how that one got down. I don't care how it got down. I've got 15 on the night.
A point's a point.
Layla Ricks, heavy on that one. Gotta eat next time. Too much food talk pre-match. That's why I thought you were going mustard in the first place. Nechiporica. Nechiporica back at the server, Chitty. Maximova. And that is net called. Lead in set 2. Nechiporica with coverage from Gamillion. Two-handed overhead hammer from Chitty, and then Dowler. Back to the middle with Lewis. And Vernon in the middle. Gamillion laid her body out there. And we've got grad transfers all over the place, having big nights. Kansas State transfer Vernon. And there's a snipe on the serve for Maximova. Sam Sire turned back and down. Megan Vernon starting to emerge. So many times tonight we've seen Rutgers get hands, but then that ball go out of bounds. Kept that one in. Now Kara Lewis involved in the middle. Played well against Rutgers in the spring. Had 10 blocks against Rutgers in one match. And gets a good run there with Raynell Jones back in. Got compared to kind of the hamster in the spinning wheel at times. But she's been locked in, and how about that shot from Dowler? Wow.
Gonna set it. You have no idea until the ball's pretty much already on your side of the net.
Traditional outside type swing. And now a service ace for Sydney Dowler. Kojadinovic buzzes the tape. And Raynell Jones powers it through. So both middles for Maryland with big rips. And McNamara getting in on that. Saved by the middle on the other side, Jones. And Cheshlik off hands again. A very encouraging sign for Cheshlik a couple weeks ago against Indiana. It wasn't super high error early in conference. Ball wasn't finding the floor, though. And Maryland takes the point to get back even at 11. Stretch for Cheshlik. There's McNamara out in that pin again. Dowler zooms over to get that set. Shitty with a tough dig. And Belika had the dump. Now Rutgers earns the free chance. And Maximova doing her best. Cheshlik going with the tool.
On that ball, getting those blockers just a little hesitant on the Maryland side. You get a perfect pass, send it outside quick. Opposite.
Blair, I love it. That's yeah, big time power swing. Blaring and blurring at Maryland's defense. A little more finesse that time, and for Maximova. There's Sire out of the back. Vernon's ready for it this time. Sophomore, but that stock keeps rising as she's gone year 3, year 4, and now year 5. And having a big night to get Rutgers. Maximova to Gamillion, Big Ten's top digger. Over 4% for Gamillion, and the block in front of her shows up there with Kara Lewis one more time. I mentioned before it was her big block night against Rutgers last year with 10 of them. It's become kind of a habit for middles in this Maryland program. 10+ blocks. Lewis getting an extended opportunity in this set. And there goes Sam Sire again. Going up the gut and a leaf away tonight, Sam Sire. And Gamillion can't quite get there. Touching about 10.5 feet. Way above the net, in other words, as Sydney Dowler continues the dump party for the Setters tonight. A couple of the weekend matches. Wisconsin obviously comes to mind, and that obviously did not disappoint for the Terps fans. Trying to close out a sweep, but Rutgers has been in touch in each of these sets so far. And Sam Sire into the cross court. Numbers for Sire tonight, a lot like that Wisconsin win. Over number 2 in the country to open up Big Ten play. And there's Raynell Jones with the patented celebration back to the huddle after the point.
That ball so intently.
Kojadinovic with the tip. And down. Graver thumps the serve. Gamillion handles it. And McNamara right in front of Thomas. We'll mark that one if Maryland ends up taking the point. The up for Thomas. And Sam Sire a second time. Maximova with the dig. And Thomas off the face. And down for Maryland. The face, the hands, the forearm, everything for Thomas on that play.
But this all started with an incredible dig from Thomas in that back row. And then the defensive effort to just stay in this play, keep your team alive. Dowler sends it over and just gets lucky.
The old pass off the face to the setter for a kill. Perfectly drawn up.
Nothing like it.
Nothing like it. May not see it again. Raynell Jones fired up after a block.
I mean, that's exciting to tie it up here in this third.
Maryland trying to come back for a second set in a row. They have the lead with Raynell Jones. McNamara into the third row. And each of the last 2 now looking for the sweep. Belika for Cheshlik. And Sire splits 2 in the back. You mentioned an under-the-radar one is Illinois and Michigan. Big at-large stakes there. McNamara plans that one out of the middle for Rutgers. So Sire, who's got a mark all over this match so far, serving with a potential match point looming for Maryland. And Sire, where she's been so great tonight, out of the back row.
The back row, it doesn't matter where she is right now. She's finding a way to put the ball down, and just so much heat, no spin on it, but looking good out of the back row.
McNamara, that ball is out, and Maryland wins it. They got a fight from Rutgers in all 3 sets tonight, but Maryland pulls it off in straight sets.